Peasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, I'm going to try and be polite about this, but this is the black hole theory. We're going to examine the idea of whose ego is bigger, a man's ego or a woman's ego. Okay, now the first thing is we have to understand, in the spiritual realm there is no bodies, so there is no female extreme energy and Paquito little man energy, okay? Yin Yang is about the balance. When you have male and female energy balanced, whether it is in a single person or it's a couple, you have the best relationship. In the human being, when you stop arguing that women don't have rights, or women are superior, or men are superior, okay, or whites are greater than, Africans, or whites are greater than Chinese, or, whatever you want to say, okay, you begin to develop a balance of power. That is what yin yang is. That is why when I read Taoism many years ago, it was by far the only religion on this planet that I kind of endorse, because the first thing it does is sit there and say, hey, if you can put it in words, it's not the real thing. It's not the real energy. It's not the real entity. Okay? Now, women run around screaming, oh, we give birth and that makes us so special. Ladies, have you forgotten about the fact that every mammal on this planet gives live birth, so you are no better than any wolf, mouse, rat, weasel, whale, dolphin? Yeah, okay? Then add the fact that birds lay eggs, reptiles lay eggs, marsupials have a kind of an interesting little phenomenon of their own where they, give birth to a embryo and then they nurse that embryo up. So there's an awful lot, literally thousands upon thousands of things on this planet. They give birth by either live birth, reproduction through eggs that come out in a shell of some sort, budding, cloning like your bacteria and stuff, okay? So you are no better than anything else on this planet. However, women love to be dressed in fine furs and nice feathers and bits and pieces of all these other animals, so they are extremely despicable to the spiritual realm, because they will gladly kill something just for their ego. Alright? Men will run out and kill things for them because, they think there's something special about that hole between their legs. Which brings up the next point. If there's 7 billion people on this planet, roughly half of that 7 billion is female. How many women have those same holes between their legs, folks? How can one woman be any better than anybody else? Even a virgin with her half a millimeter of flesh between her legs, that's never been mangled, be anything that a man can feel. Okay, the man is strictly doing it for his own ego, topping a young girl, whatever. I've had virgins. In one case I knew it, in another case I was surprised to find out that the woman was a virgin. She ended up being my wife, and she actually tried to get up on the witness stand and claim that she had had a bunch of lovers before me, and because I had managed to get my son into the courtroom, I decided not to rip her to shreds in front of the entire court. But excuse me, dear. Yeah, I know, because I like to get down there and munch on a woman's little private part there, and I actually had it on the tip of my tongue that she was a virgin. Needless to say, women run around being oh so special. They're the best lover ever. Every prostitute in the world says that, folks. That's how they make their money. Okay? So you stop and think about that. Now let's go backwards and look why a woman whose sexual organ is inside of her body has to keep her legs closed, but of course she's always wearing really cute and sexy stuff to let you know there's something hidden down there. We get to the story of the black hole now, okay? Ever since cavemen walked around, oh, hey, look, there's a hole in the mountain. Let's go inside. Let's see what it is. Yes. We are curious by nature as human beings, and we want to see what's inside. That's a tunnel. What's on the other side? That's a mountain. Let's climb over it and see what's on the other side. Let's go around it and see what's on the other side. There's a river. Let's cross it. So we are curious to see. So a woman plays that routine. Now, if I go online any hour of any day, of any week, of the past 30 years I've been going online, while there is all kinds of screaming hatred towards a single man getting up there and exposing himself, or standing there with no shirt on, I have probably on average 2 women a month trying to either expose themselves to me or show themselves off to me to get me to send them money. I don't have any men. I have had men try and make passes at me through the internet, okay? I have not had a single man send me nude pictures of, oh, aren't I gorgeous? Don't you really want to have me? Okay. I had a woman in Bahrain who, after telling me that she was married and had children on all of this, wanted to use the Facebook phone system and talk to me face to face, and when I did so, she was in bed. Yeah. Calling me from bed. And she's kind of hiding herself. So I thought, well, she did say something about this guy being abusive. And I have rescued, out of a dozen or more people I've rescued out of abusive situations, about 10 of them are women, okay? I've had a lot more I've tried to help, but the women come back and like a sister-in-law, half sister-in-law actually, and said, oh, he's not abusive. I have to go back to him and just learn to love him because my friends will be so mad at me if I divorce my rich American husband. Yeah, she wants a status symbol. You don't try and rescue somebody that doesn't want to be rescued. You rescue somebody that literally wants to. I have rescued about 10 women, and of those 10 women, none of them have ever become my girlfriend. I have had one that I seriously considered, okay, because she and I were both artists and we really did fit a good groove, but I had to back away for other parts of her life situation that I hadn't confronted in my life and I needed to resolve. And I explained that to her and walked away, okay? But most rescuers of abusive people end up being the lovers of those abused people, okay? Women will, like I said, tell you that, oh, no, he's not abusive. I have to keep my status symbol here, okay? You go around, you do all this stuff, you work on all this stuff, and you realize that they are doing exactly that. The woman is stroking her ego. She's adding to her egos. Like I said, she'll gladly tell you to go out there and kill that lion over there because she wants its fur for her skin to cover herself up and make herself look pretty, or that leopard, or that fox, or that mink. Okay, you might have PETA running out there, literally naked women. So the people are showing up to see naked women. They're not showing up to see the disgustment of dead animals that had their skins ripped off of them before they were killed. Yeah. That's the really pitiful thing about that, is that PETA is making more of a statement about naked women than they are about animals getting their skin ripped off their flesh while they're still alive. You have that. You also have the issue where the church endorses this, because in the ancientest of ancient times, you looked up at a night sky. The big blackness with little dots of light, and you had to dream and think about it. You saw shapes in those stars and stuff like that. Okay? That's where your gods and your heavens all came from. Okay? What do the churches now do? They don't want you looking here. No, they want you looking down here at their church. So they're bright and they're flashy and they're all about having really nice, wonderful things. Lots of gold, lots of silver, lots of fine work. The average human being, male and female, doesn't stop to think about the fact that, you know, for about 1,000 years, you'd be executed if you did not contribute to the church more than you contributed to yourself if you were an artist. If you did work for the churches, you were okay. Michelangelo, most of his work is towards the ideas and the ideology of the church, the Roman church. Yeah. Da Vinci, he did lots of wonderful things. You don't hear about that, but you know, the work he did in churches, oh, you hear about that all the time. He was such a great artist. He did so much for the church. No, he had to, or he would have been killed. Galileo, it took the church 300 to 400 years to admit that they persecuted the man because he was honest and truthful. I got thrown out of the Christian and Catholic Church at 3 years of age because they understood, you know the real Christ. That's not good. We steal in the name of Christ, so you are hereby banished forever from Christian and Catholic churches. Yet I have Christian and Catholic women, you know, flaunting their tits at me and flaunting their butts at me and everything else. That, like I said, that other woman, you know, oh, I'm married and I'm a good person. Her ending thing, oh, look! She didn't show nipples, but boy, she had all the way down there. So I know she had a bunch of cleavage. I had to literally start blocking her because she would keep calling from the bed, and I kept telling her, lady, I'm in a public place. Don't ever call me from your bed and half dressed. I have children walking through around here. Stop doing that. Oh, no, no, no. You have to understand. I understand totally. Block, block, block. Refuse, refuse, refuse. Yeah. Okay. And she finally stopped asking for $10,000 every time she wanted to show her titties at me. But every month I have dozens of women that tell sob stories about how they have to find some man to take care of them. How many wars have been started because women have had their egos crushed? Yeah. This good Catholic town, good Christian town, with its saint-occupied church, and I'm literally called a faggot because I won't jump in bed with something that's a Christian or a Catholic because I have a vow against basically doing that, and I have, you know, literally disgustment towards the idea that if I were to get together with one of these women, they'd go wanting to drag me into that church that I'm banished from 57 years ago. Okay? Yeah. The person that knows the actual honest Christ is the person that women hate the most. Women run around, I'm a goddess, you have to respect me. There's goddess energy that's greater than everything. No. Spiritual energy is neither male nor female. Spiritual energy is all things. So the woman has a bigger ego. The woman will spend $1,000 on a dress she'll wear one night. The man will spend $1,000 on a really nice something that he's going to have around and out on display for the rest of his life. Or he'll spend $100,000 on a really awesome car that he's going to drive around and let everybody see, and he's going to be out there driving it every weekend. And unlike the woman who spent $1,000 for a single dress, or has 100 bikinis and 100 handbags and 100 blouses and 2,000 dresses and stuff like that, so she can have the perfect thing for every party. Yeah, women's egos are much greater, and yes, men are actually stupid enough to believe the whole thing because it ties all the way back into that little piece of what's in that cave. And if you don't think the cave has been around that long, remember, Plato talked about it, where when people prefer the cave and the shadows on the wall, instead of coming out and seeing the light. Think about it.